one point right in the beginning that I'm mattering with is the cost of tefillah. We know the cost of a nes. If a nes happens to somebody, there's a cost. You can't hear me either.
No, we can't hear you.
And I can't hear myself, so I don't know what's going on. Okay. If someone is misspelled for nes, it tells you not to do that because the benishim is an anakim is for Yosef. Right? What about tefillah? Am I allowed to daven tefillah or not? Yeah, right? I'm asking you for a favor. There's a gematria. They say over it from Shlomo Al-Gabas. I don't know if it is or not. And I don't know these. I think it's my Torah after that. I don't know if it's that he said anything like it. The gematria is Vayeser Yitzchak Hashem Lecha Yishkon. It's one Kakorhi. Vayoser Loi Hashem. Vayoser Loi. The gematria is Chamisha Shonim. What kind of gematria is that? Just because it adds up to Chamisha Shonim, that's what you put it down for. So I said it makes a difference. Why did Avram die at 175 instead of 180? Because you shouldn't see that Yosef went out to Toldos. If Yosef would have been born 5 years later, so then he wouldn't have been born in Toldos. When at 175 would have been at 180. And then Avram would have had his whole life. So I was Mikayim you, I gave you the kids, like you asked me, you were spoiled for, but it cost Avram 5 years of life. There's something like that. Is that the way it works? That's what I'm saying. I'm not too sure that's like what it is there. But that's the gematria supposedly they say over for. I don't know.
How do you know when to stop?
Oh, so you have so this is a good point. You have 5:15, for sure, from Veschana, right? Now again, that's why Kenegid Rotzen Hashem. But what about every day? I daven every single day, right? So how am I allowed to daven every single day? Because every single day I'm davening for something new. I'm not davening for every day. I'm davening for today. So therefore, tomorrow's davening is for tomorrow. So that's not for the Zobazach. That's two different things. But Yitzchak was for the same thing, right? And the Benishim loves the test. So you can say, why was the head of Yitzchak davening? What was the head of Yitzchak davening? Period. Or you should have the Eschanan, he should have stopped. So you can learn Pshat that he did this. The Benishim promised it to me. So therefore, he told me I'm going to have kids. So if you tell me I'm going to have kids, so the shaila is when. So if when, then I'm allowed to be mispalel for. So then it wouldn't be a kashi, right? But according to this gematria, then it would maybe a shaila you can't even pass for when. I'll give you. Didn't tell you when. They said plus plenty. So we got all these guys that are out of Bacham still hanging around. The thing over there, it's plus plenty. They got married at 40. Get married to what? Didn't say a time limit. It just said, "Let's plenty." So maybe you could be mispelled for that. But I want him now. I don't have to wait till later. I would have 20 years of marriage. So I know Chinami. I'm going to cause him to die or me to die or whatever it is. Maybe I don't know. I can't answer that.
So on a chayla, someone without kids, you should stop davening after a year.
What?
Some doesn't have a kid. They're davening to have a child. They should stop after a year.
Some say so. Well, maybe yeah. Maybe. I didn't give it to you, so maybe yeah. Or maybe I should spread out my 515 times. I mean that I shouldn't use it up in 1 year, like for Shachas Mincha.
By having a kid or getting married, each day is a different time. It's not like by going into Eretz Yisrael, there was one time that he would have gone, and he either is or isn't going. Here, even if the first tefillah was rejected, that was for yesterday. Getting married, getting engaged yesterday, but that doesn't say anything about tomorrow.
But she said, "Yitzchak," you're saying could be even without the promise. Like it's good now. maybe say it on any kid, say, just like by Yitzchak, or she was saying that it's, the promise is there. Maybe it's always like today to have a child, not having it. It's a separate feeling, having to have a child today. I
hear you saying, but it's,
I
don't know if that's really cool. The Refuah Shleima you need every day. So then a child you need once.
Most of us feel that our tefillah wasn't belev shalom. So how do you define 550
Sorry,
tefillahs?
again.
Most of us feel that our tefillah was not belev shalom. So how do you count the 550
It means our tefillah is a waste of time. Okay, so good.
That's how we do it daily.
Our Molder Reuven Shalom has Rachmanas on us, we never mean anything. So I'll give you a kid for this too. What's the difference? Even when you talk to your boss, you don't even mean it. I'm hoping that the Reuven Shalom is going to take all these things into consideration. Do you know how to beg?
No.
Right. So how do you beg to Reuven Shalom? Says, I want you to beg me. Right? I don't know how to beg, so how am I supposed to beg you? That's what I'm saying. I don't. We also don't know how to handle a melech, right? By us, we call the melech, I guess the president, that prat of COVID supposed to be, we call him in that jerk or that not stupid person or that this guy, right? You talking about the melech like that. So if you talk like the melech about it, so what do you want the Benish? You should have him married for me because I'm the melech. So you're the melech, big deal. The melech I don't think of too highly in the first place. So what do I got to worry about you for? So I'm saying the Halavai would take that into consideration to understand us that we're not murdered. It's just that we don't have a hasogya what a melech is. You think that you know that mitzitzach for a melech. What do you mean mitzitzach for a melech? You don't mitzitzach for anybody. So what do you mean mitzitzach for a melech? Okay. Anyway, she went to. So Baruch Hashem, the Ben should listen to her, and he listened to him because he's a tzaddik ben tzaddik, better than a tzaddik ben Rosh. And this we find also by a Bechilkiah, that you have a mile of doing chesed miyad, or giving tzedakah to do chesed. So because they came to him to be mispelled for rain, and they were watching, they were trying to pretend that it didn't come because of them. But the mispelled, they noticed it came from the side of the wife. So they asked her, why did it come from the side of the wife? So he says, because she gives the tzedakah in the yard. The guy comes, he's hungry. So she gives him food. I first give him money, and the money you got to go buy a store. So that takes time. So therefore, haschusim are better in this prat. That's an important thing there. Why is anybody standing? These chairs. Okay, so he says, and she felt. Obviously, she didn't know it was the twins. So basically, the stira to her was, it probably, I don't think would bother. I mean, everybody gets kicks in the stomach and all these type of things. I mean, I think maybe there were stronger kicks than the kicks you get by the baby you have. But every woman gets it, and usually it's a joy. Like it's cute and it's this, and you see the stomach actually moving, because the kid's turning or he's moving the feet or something, and you actually see the stomach moving. And here, she went to say, I can't take it. You got to learn pshat that there was a stira to her. In other words, every time she passed the base medrash, this is happening, and he passes a base atume. All of a sudden, this is happening. So it can't be this, and she didn't know she's having two. So she thought it's one. So the question is, what is this kid? It's got a good kid, a bad kid. What do we got here over here? Okay, you say maybe you first find out when he's born. With the zach, I mean, we don't know. The kid's inside. Baruch Hashem is Seforim, he's with the malach. Well, he doesn't want to come out. Whatever it is, a kochat the neilad, whatever it is. But after PK. We hope one hashpoyet. It's going to have one need this. We have to go tandach dal pidake, which will have. It's also by them that they did that. Okay. So he went to Shem. Why did she go to Shem? Why did she go to Yitzchak? Yitzchak's a Navi also. By her, you don't find she was a Naviya. But Yitzchak was a Navi. So if Yitzchak's a Navi, why should I go to Shem for? I should have gone to him. So the answer is, she didn't know what the problem was. So to going to Yitzchak would be mitztayerim. You know, like what's the problem? Secondly, so now, why didn't she tell him? After you told him this ma'aseh, they're going to vitnech and all that, so why didn't she go back to her husband? You know, I was just, a woman comes home from a doctor, and he did the, whatever test they do there, and he comes, you know, we're twins. Wouldn't you go tell somebody, you got twins, we got twins? Why didn't he tell? So you see from here, you don't tell a Navi anything. A Navi, if the Benshim don't want to tell him, it's not up to me to tell him. The Benshim can tell him. We find this by Yitzchak and Ya'akov also, by when they sold Yosef. Yitzchak was still alive, and he knew that they sold Yosef, and he knew everything, but he never told Ya'akov that Yosef was alive. Why didn't he tell him? Because the Benshim wants him to know. He'll tell him himself. He doesn't want him. If he doesn't want him to know, I can't misharein the Benshim's business in the thing over there. So that much they didn't do. So, and how do we know she didn't tell him? Because and all of a sudden there's a twins. Who's surprised? We know there's twins, right? No, you didn't. Only Rivka knew. The rest didn't know that there's twins. So all of a sudden there's twins. Who's surprised? Now the interesting part is here that Rashi says that it's the spelling, the ksiv, the kri of goyim and gayim is gayim really. Gimel yud yud, not gimel vav yud. It should be goyim, it should be vav yud. So he says it means, it goes on Taninas and Rebbe, that they always had Snoin and Chazeres a whole year long. And then this is something that the Musa, that our kids should learn from us, that we are richer, not richer. I don't know if we don't have more gold or silver than the Melech has, but what we have is more. We have more comfort than the rest the Melech in that used to be. It gets hot, you put on the air conditioning. It gets cold, you put on the steam, right? What did they have? They had a fire, right? The guy sitting in front of the fire is boiling, the guy in the back is freezing. And again, the same thing there and everything. In time of Paninas and Rebbe, who had the thing, nobody had Snoin and Chazeres at the same time. Right? Only they did, because they had a boat coming every day from different places. So therefore, but we, in America, you can get Snoin and Chazeres every single day. So in other words, you understand who you are. And the thing that how much Gashmius the Benshim has given us, to understand it, is that we have this much Gashmius, as much as a Melech used to have. And okay, that's have to know how to use it, and whatever it is there. But anyway, what he says, it's about it. But again, the Kash is Tam, what's the Yichus telling you on Taninas? We have two rich guys that had this. Who cares? What's it this big gesagt that they tachish gestellt to sing on Taninas and Rebbe? So I think this is Pshat. That, in other words, you have two people, and Antoninus is a good guy, maybe even a ger, not so partial he wasn't, right? Yet he was a Retzeach. In most cases, he used to come learn Torah by Rebbe, or come to learn with Rebbe, and he would take two Avadim with him, and he would kill one when he went, and he killed the other one when he got back. So he killed two people every day, right? And then Tesis has to answer it, that they're Chayiv Misa. Okay, good. The Azoch is showing the Chayiv Misa. But how do you kill even the Russia? You can think you can be an executioner, Yad Eden here by Bereshoina. There's a reason for that. It's not just Yad Eden here by Bereshoina, where we're missing an executioner. We want you to understand what you have to do. You think fools say this? Then reply to me. I didn't see it. I don't know about what happened to this guy afterwards. Oh no, you're going to put the guy to Mesa. You're going to kill him. you're going to kill him, then all of a sudden I can't. I got to put the knife into him. I can't do that. If you can't do that, then don't say false this. I mean, the thing over there. So this is the same thing that are you able to kill somebody? And I'm sure that he killed him. He didn't give him poison. I'm sure he killed him with a sword or something. It wasn't a push of the mice. You have to see the blood and this stuff there. That's also that's the way you answer, according to I remember who says it, that the Migdol was a space station. From the Friedik, not from now. How do you know about a space station? Put the cash. But that's the way it was. And this is the pshatim, it took him a year to go up and a year to come down. And there's no such thing in the world. It was a staircase, running down the steps, it goes a lot faster than running up the steps. So when he told me it took a year and a year. But if it goes in a space station, it's the same time the plane goes up and the plane comes down at the same time. Doesn't make a difference. And there's a reason why, Taki, you lost a person, you lost a brick. Why would you lose a brick? A big deal. I mean, people, every time you build something, the pshat is, it's not the brick, it's the chokhmah that you had to go to the next step, and we lost it. Oh, that's a shver zach, Taki. So you have it. So I'm saying, so that's the point. So the question is, so why would he still fight in wars with swords? We answered the question was, how did the 5 cities fight with Kedolayim? Especially according to the Gemara, how many people they had. If there was 130,000 Roshi Gaisias, that's 5 billion people. So where's 5 cities going to fight with them? They all live in the Kikar Yardin. What are you, crazy? How many people they have? 100,000, 200,000, 1 million? What do they have? How do they have a thing there? They had an air force, right? The Shemeva was able to fly. Who knows what it means? Over there. So they had an air force. So they have an air force. It's not they can undertake to fight these things here. But why do you fight with it? They had a very good disarmament policy, treaty that they had, like we have. You can't use poison gas, you can't use atomic weapons, until you're stuck, you want to use it. But the mice is stuck, but particularly you can't do it. Same thing over there. You can't go with fun. You want to kill somebody, you got to put the knife in the kishkis. If you can't put the knife in the kishkis, you won't kill anybody. If you won't kill anybody, it'll be shalom bayilom. The reason you can kill is I threw a bomb down, right? The bomb, I don't know what happens to the bomb. It hits the ground. Who's in the bottom of the ground? I don't know. I didn't see them. So it's easy to kill that way. Even a machine gun, it's easy to kill. But they have to put a knife through a guy's kishkis, that you can't do. I think that is Antoninus. On the other hand, the Rebbe held up his hands when he's b'dir, and he said that the benches made that these fingers, they're never nenem oilam hazeh. Okay, so what's pshat when nenem oilam hazeh? What are you doing? So he was not nenem oilam hazeh. So I think what that means is b'shem anoya. You have to eat b'shem shemayim, they will tell you, right? Not because I'm hungry. Rabbi Yoinech has it over many times. Not because I'm hungry, not because of this, but because I need the care to save Hashem, and therefore I have to eat. Now, we all know the Ben Shem made the teve into us that we get hungry. Get thirsty. Why? Because if we didn't get hungry, you'd starve to death. Because you get fanum or something, you forget to eat and you'll die. But I made you hungry, so you won't forget to eat. I made a tithe in you, so you won't forget to have children. I made this into you, so you're going to have things. The main Shulman made a kiyum for himself to make what he wants to be mekuyim. But the idea is I'm not doing it for my pleasure only. Now, I'm doing it b'shem shemayim. There's pleasure, without going into the actual bria. You like food, you like this. But in the bracha of Eilonis, it says that we made peiros lahanas loy b'nei yodam. Why do you say lahanas? That's part of the bracha, lahanas loy b'nei yodam. that you have to be, that the Beisha made it and for us to enjoy ourselves. So to say I don't want to enjoy myself, this is Niki Yichus. If I gave it to you to enjoy yourself, the Shivas Zatzal didn't believe the story with the Goyen, or the way, at least the way it was put, that, you know, he didn't have an Esli one year, and he went, and he finally found the guy that had an Esli, and he asked him if he'd give it to the Goyen. So he said, "I'll give it to the Goyen only on the smach that he'll give him the schar for the mitzvah." In other words, he can do the mitzvah, but I want the schar. So he said he was maski. And then he was mispalo to, he said, he was mispalo. He said to them, Baruch Hashem, I can now do the mitzvah, l'shem shemayim, without the inyan of schar. So the Shiva said that would be kfirah. Why? Because if someone wants to give you a matana, the Rebbeinu is giving a schar, and you tell me I don't want your schar, that's the biggest insult you have to the Rebbeinu. If someone gives you a matana, I send it back to them, right? Well, it'll be, it's a big insult. You didn't take my matana? Why didn't you take my matana? So therefore, that's a big insult. So therefore, he didn't believe it. Okay, say, you said he meant that, he meant this. Okay, so that's your ding in Zach, what Pshat in the story. Okay. Now, I want to tie in what he's telling you is this. Obviously, a rich person eats different than a poor person. Except for the goyim, then we should goyim. But for us, you guys going to eat. How much protein does a person need to eat? I don't know. I think it used to be 3 ounces. They used to say. I'm not sure. Okay, I can eat that rib steak. I can eat it sardines. Right? Which one do I want to eat? Right? So if I'm eating it, is a difference that I have to eat sardines because I have less hanoia from it? Or the pshat is, this is what I need lechiyus. This is what I need to live. So now that and I can afford to buy rib steak, so he gave me the hanoia of rib steak. That Rebbe had also. The pshat is he didn't eat 4 ounces of rib steak. That's the zach. But the 3 ounces he ate. And the stuff, because that's what he needs to keep him alive and to keep him healthy. And stuff like that, but it's not a chiv what I have to eat. That's the point I want to kind of. Now, I don't know how emphasis, but it makes sense to me. What am I going to tell you? Because otherwise we have gone to shaylas on the whole system of the world. Okay. And anyway, they finished the thing. There's 2 things, and it says Vayigad Neorim. And you saw Yosef was a Yedei Tzayid, and Yaakov was an Ishtam. L'chayr had the kasha, like, why didn't they put Shem Botn Yeshiva? What do you mean he's tired? What do you do? I have the tinus to a lot of parents sometimes. I mean, what do you mean tiny? I don't mean tiny. The word tiny is a bad word. But like they always say, you know, my kid doesn't want to go to Yeshiva. Right? He stays in bed all day. He doesn't want to go daven. I said, what do you have such a havamina? I mean, how does your kid have a havamina? I don't want to go daven, I don't want to go to yeshiva. That's something I can tell you. I went to yeshiva and I don't learn. That's fashteich. But I didn't go, but not to go to yeshiva? How do you have such a havamina? How did you get out of it? Before your mother woke you up to go to shiva, go to daven. You got to get up. What's the child? I'm not getting up. I mean, I can't understand it. I mean, what do you mean you can't understand? You can't understand? I can understand, but I can't believe it. That's my you know. You got woken up. Okay. So here also, I could have put both of them in yeshiva, right? So why he's Yeshiv Tam, Yeshiv Olim, and he's a Yisodeh. So mashma, that I think that there's an inyan of Chanech L'Nar Pidake, that you have to find out the tendencies of a person. And however its tendencies, you have to figure out how we can serve Hashem with those tendencies. Not the thing though, you have guys who want to work with their hands, they can work the thing there. Doesn't mean I don't learn. Doesn't mean I don't think that. And I found And we saw ourselves, in camp and stuff like that the guys who worked with their hands learned shchita very well, learned safras very well. And the thing over there, it's not a point they're against Torah, it's the point they want to do something with their hands. So I got to know what to give them, what jobs to give them, how to teach, what Torah to teach them, and something like that. If the guy wants to be a boina bayis, I'll teach him how to build a Beis Hamikdash. He has to learn all the mandanzals and the tzuchos hamishkin. What do we think? We'll go with the Beis Hamikdash is going to come up. We're going to hire a bunch of Arabs to build the Beis Hamikdash. Chas v'chalila. I mean, this thing over there. He's not going to be the bricklayers. I don't know how to lay bricks. What am I going to tell you? The patient sends it down for that reason. You say, Yeah. Okay. Now it says Vayev Yitzchak es Yosef Kitzayit B'fiv, because one of the pshatim is not just because he gave him food. No yichus, he gave me food. How much food does he give me? First of all, Rivka probably did most of the cooking, and thing over there, and she knows how to make the same food, and he didn't know the difference too much between a deer and a goat. Now the trouble is, we think about a goat is a seh, right? Seizim. So it's a double common. I bet you nobody here in the room ever ate a goat meat. Why not? It's a domesticated animal. It's around. Why don't you ever eat goat? The game will eat goat. The Arabs are sure. You see, they're hanging by them in the shuk, in the thing over there. So how come we don't eat goat? I don't know. I know one guy that ate goat. I had a nephew. I have a nephew. A nephew that he went to a farm once when they learned shchita, and there's a farm somewhere in America that they do the butchering for you, something. You can buy all these animals, a buffalo, a deer, anything you want, and you shecht it, and then whatever it is, they'll butcher it for you, and whatever it is. So I asked him, what did it taste like? So he said, it tastes like sheep, like lamb chops, but much leaner. In other words, you don't have the fat. No, it's without the fat. But somehow it tastes like a deer. Somehow, so I'm sure there's a difference in taste. One is wild, there's a difference even in salmon. That there was a complaint of restaurants by the goyim. I don't think there's any issue. They charge for a steak $50 and a salmon $50. What am I paying you for in the salmon? Right? You bought it for $4 a pound. Right? Why should I pay you $50 for it? When you cook it, the thing is, you're supposed to give them wild salmon, not domesticated salmon. The salmon that we buy in the store, by the fisher, whatever he is there, that's domesticated salmon. That means the guy made a farm out of it, and he raises salmon. Those are not wild. It doesn't have the same tom. You have to have, there's the weed, gefilte fish comes from, even though they are wild, a little bit of that kind, but a trout, a bass, these type of fish, we never ate. And I don't know if we'd even like it, because it has a gamey taste. I don't know what gamey taste is. I have no idea. Shiva used to eat it whatever they brought him, so I can't answer you. But I never tasted it. So yeah, but the gamey taste. What's a gamey taste? That's what a deer has, a gamey taste. What does it mean? I have no idea. But obviously, Yitzchak didn't know the difference. He brought him Gedim and he brought him Tzvi. So obviously, it didn't make a difference. So what does it mean? He said, the tzayid b'fiv they learned means he fooled them. He caught him with his mouth. He's always saying, yeah, Dad, what can I do for you? And all that kind of stuff. And he's trying to be a good kid, right? But the truth is, he didn't fool Yaakov Avinu at all. Because we see later on, when he was mitzvah him to go out, he told him to go, not steal it, but to catch it, and to shecht it. Why does he tell him it to him for? He knew he's not going to lie to him. That much he knew. In other words, this was Zaynagil Aloha years ago. in the 20s, 30s. The children were Mechali Shabbos. The parents were not. But again, when they got old, there was no social security, no something. They had to live by the kids. So how did you live by the kids? It's treif. Right? I know my kid won't give me. Now, it was never like a trei. To the point of saying that I know my kid won't give me talfus. That's the same thing you have by Yitzchak here. By Yaakov. By Yitzchak. But he knew who he was. He wasn't fooled to know that it wasn't it. He tried to fool him. But Yitzchak knew that he's not a Talmud Chacham, and he knew he's a Rosh, and he knew he can talfus and stuff. Oh, he's a good kid. Some similar to Noach Motzechem in Hashem. Now, obviously, he was chayiv, whatever was chayiv. And after became the chayin overcame him. Whatever the chayin was, he looks like he wants to do right, doesn't do right. Okay. Or a tata cooked as if a kid all the time. That's the thing. I once had a parent, and he was telling me that his kid hits him, and whatever it is, doesn't listen to him, and whatever it is, real bad. But he's a good kid. So I asked him, what do you mean you told me he's a good kid? He just told me he beats you up. He does this thing. Well, he's a good kid. No, he's a good kid. He means well. Okay. So I say, Kuyatat is fooled. I gotta tell you.
Rashi does say that the Tamagdi is Ketama Tzvi. What does Rashi mean when he says the Tamagdi is Ketama Tzvi?
Yes, I'm saying it obviously tastes something similar to it. It's also a lean, what do you call it? I don't know what it means. I never ate it, so I can't tell you, so I don't know. Did you ever eat tzvi? I got it did once. Yeah. And I wasn't very impressed.
It tastes like a lamb chop?
No, that's a goat.
I understand, but it's a lean
and
lamb chop.
Your uncle told me, Bill. They went down one time to Shrek. This farm somewhere in Maryland or someplace. Okay. Now, the mice is, who's the Mr. Bechor here? I'm just skipping around because it's getting late. The Bechor. So, Yaakov claims he's the Bechor. Why? Because Mitipa Rishayna. Right? And what do you call it? If you look at the emes, what's the halacha? If twins are born, which is the bechor? The first one out. Let's place them out cup with the tipa rishayna, because we don't have a tipa rishayna. That's why. But by Yitzchak, I want to tell you, he had mamish a tipa rishayna, similar to Reuven, to Yaakov. Yaakov says, "Reishis Hayni on Reuven." These the tipa rishayna. What's the me'olam? Not pshat. He's an old man, Yaakov Avinu, when he had Yitzchak, but he had Reuven. But after he came, he was the tipa rishayna. He's never made zel about Torah, so he was a tipa rishayna. So I wanted to tell you that I learned this from the Tziyas, that it says that the Avis were Arelam also, not only the Moyes were they were Arelam. Then he couldn't give birth. So he was on Yitzchak, they say. So he's married 20 years. Right? So that's why the world won't believe it. But his problem was that he couldn't be Moitzi Zerah. There is such a problem. That's what I'm telling you. I know such a problem for Shilas, but there is such a problem that you can't be Moitzi Zerah. There's a cure for it, but that's whatever it is. But the mice can't do it. So it could be that he wasn't able to be Moitzi Zerah all the years. So therefore, the people of Shiner, even though they're married 20 years, but the Goyim are not going to believe such a thing. Now, you married 20 years, there was no Zerah. What are you talking about? Right? So therefore, he can't be the Bechor. So therefore, the first one born should be the Bechor. That's why he had to buy it. Because at least they should think, how do you sell Bechorah? Kasha. But Lamaise, at least they see something, that some kind of a thing, that's a deal made here, that so it's okay. So that's the thing. That's because they couldn't believe that he'd be the Bechor.
And what's special about Tipa Rishona?
Tipa Rishona. So this you see. Reuven, wherever it says, it's got to be Klal Yisrael or the Mina Shvatim by Yaakov. It doesn't make a difference whether he uses the name Yaakov or uses Yisrael. Bechor Yisrael or Bechor Yaakov, it's always Reuven. Why? They took away the Kohana from him. They took away the Malchus from him. They took away the Pishnayim from him. Right? What is a Bechor? What kind of Bechor is he? Right? But he's still Tipa Rishona. That they can't take away from you. He's always the Bechor Yaakov, the Bechor Yisrael. And that's what he's always introduced. Why do you have to mention it for? Just mention when a Yaakov is Reuven, Shimon, Levi. No, wherever it is there. Even by the Minyan Shvatim, where what might not mean if he's the Bechor or not the Bechor by Minyan Shvatim, right? But that's what the Lashon uses it, right? I mean, here it is, right? Livnei Rayu b'nei Reuven Bechor Yisrael. Listen. What do you got to do with it? Bechor Yisrael. Why? Because you're the people of Shana. You have nothing, Taki. You have no schusim or anything. But you're the people of Shana. It's still my Bechor. Doesn't make a difference. That you can't take away from you.
And Yaakov knew this about himself to Yitzchak from a Nebuah?
Huh?
How did Yaakov know what it was?
That I can't answer you. If it's a Novi, I guess we can know. What we're going to tell you.
But the babies move. Like Rashi says, this thing come in first, but babies move, right?
But obviously he still can't get out to be on top.
They
So
swim
he
around.
didn't get on top, right? He always still the left. First one in is last one out. So obviously he can't do it. Okay. And Vayives Esav is a Bechor, so two pshatim in that. The idea is, and I think this is the pshat in the Malach. Vayives Esav is a Bechor for two reasons. It says either because we're short term. So he said, what's out there if I lose it now or not? Because ultimately it's going to Levi anyway. So it's going to Levi. How many years are going to fly by me? So obviously, I don't care. It's not negayah to me. On the Chaylamas, it's going to end. That's one pshat. And the other pshat is it's dangerous. Because you do betumah, you chayiv chorus. You do this, you chayiv those. Everything is chayiv chorus. So it's dangerous. Nobody wants to do it. So therefore, that's also called Vayives Esav Bechor. So I want to tell you from Medrash that the Malach that was fighting with Yaakov Avinu was Michoel, not Samuel. Michoel. Now the Malach Yisrael was fighting with him. Why is he fighting with him? Because you were afraid. That's why I'm learning pshat in there. I don't know any pshat in there. That because he was afraid, right? So you're afraid because you're afraid of Esav, right? He's saying he was Mispal HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you got to save me more. I'm afraid of Esav. So I'm saving you. So you're afraid. If you're afraid, then I'll choshet you that you're going to not do the korbanos right. That was the bad. V'choyel is the koyim l'mayla, whatever that is there. So the shot is, you're going to take over and be told to do the korbanos. So therefore, you can't be afraid. You have to be goshed up. So Yaakov's taina was, I'm not afraid of dying. By mind being afraid, I'll be very careful. Plus, I'm afraid. If I'm not afraid from Esav, I'm afraid he'll kill me. But over here, I'll be careful. So there's nothing wrong being afraid. Thank you. Okay. Okay, and then he says, the Ben Shem comes again, the only schar will find by Yitzchak, he's only two times we're going to find the Nebuah with Yitzchak, and both times the Ben Shem tells him everything you have is only because of Avram Avinu, not because of you. Even though he's the other Tamima, he's the thing of that the Milas that he should know, the Oretz that's given to him is given only because of Avram Avinu. Okay. Okay, or it's Eikev Shema Avram B'Keli. Now the meaning of choik, Rashi brings it here also, as opposed. So the normal, the choik, that from the Schanan, it says there, that ki chachmasron v'nasron leini amin. That the seed, the choik, that's the Russian, it's a shocking thing there. But because everyone makes fun of the choik, has no meaning, it has no nut. And what state in the Pasuk? Right. Okay. Shmatem asisim kichach masm v'naschem eni amin, asher yishmu meskol achukim ha'ele v'amru rak am chochem v'novin hagoy hagodol hazeh. So on that, God, I said what's his name, the Rosh Hashanah is the kashi. Like, what do you mean? It has no meaning, it has no tam. So how can you tell me that that should be nosum chinasum le'neramin? He explains it with a medical thing. And I give over a simple shot, or a medical thing that explains that we can understand. A guy comes to the doctor, he says, Doc, I have trouble sleeping, I have a headache every night, whatever it is there. Or I got, what do you call it, the migraines, whatever he can tell you. So the doctor says, okay, take 2 Advil every 4 hours and you'll be fine. Does this for a few months and going to health. He goes back to the doctor and he says, Doc, I've been taking the Advil and it doesn't help. I still have the pain. I can't sleep. It takes 3. It takes 3. Oh, now it worked. Oh, Hashem. Does he say the doctor's a genius? Well, he should have figured it out himself. 2 don't work. Take a 3rd one. Let's lace that cup. Right? And anything over there. Right? Oh, but what happens if a guy could go over to a diet and he say to him, what you got to do is stand on your head and spit 3 times and you'll be cured. And do that. And you're cured. It works. What do you say? Oh, what a genius. It's so stupid what he told him. He has no shaykhs to whatever it is. Oh, but the person who he worked for says, as that genius, he understands the ganze goof from the mensch, how it works and how it thinks that this is what that's going to cure you from it. So that's what he says. It's a chayk, makes you chacham. Because if you out reason, you're in your chacham. We had this once with the goyim, when they put in the grass here for the coil houses. So there was who the guys who do the gardening is Mexicans. So Mexicans are family people. They're not bullshit. Some guy. So the guy comes over after there for 2 weeks. He goes over to one of them, the light that was like more in charge with them. And he's friendly with him. He said he kept up with him until he died, till the guy died. He said to him, I don't understand. He says, I have 4 children, and all of them are fighting with each other, at each other's throat all the time. And here, I've been here 2 weeks, and there's at least 100 children here, and I never saw one fight. What is it that you do? That you do? That's what they're saying, though. So obviously, when something, they want to know, what is it that you do? In Korea, in South Korea, they learn the Gemara. In high school, they don't have to learn the Gemara in high school. How was a Chinaman learning Gemara? What's that going to mean, right? But Lamaisa, they learn. Why? Because why is a Yid so smart? Because he learns Gemara. So we're going to learn Gemara. We're going to be smart as the Yid now. Does it help them? I have no idea. They still do it though. So and they're considered the most educated country. So maybe it doesn't work for them. I don't know. Their cars became very expensive. So Okay, yeah. And basically the chayk, the purpose of chukim is training. That you do this avas Hashem, yiras Hashem, and the values of Hashem. I think 3 types of chukim. The chukim that not to eat chazer, not to eat v'nei tzadas, when you shot this, that's Yiras Hashem. In other words, it makes sense to do it, but I can't do it anyway, because the Beis said not to do it. So I learn Yiras Hashem by it. By the fact that we don't eat chazah, every time we say, I'm not eating chazah, why? It's made to eat. The only thing, the chazah is no part of the chazah that's not edible. It makes gribinis, it makes kishkish, it makes pechah, which no other animal can give you all three, right? The chickens are gribinis and very good. And this is, a pig has leather, you make leather out of it and you still make gribinis out of it. And this thing over there. So everything is edible. The skin, the hoofs, everything's edible. Nothing they say except the oink. That's the only thing that's not edible. So the goy mans the yidden. That's why you use the lashon. The goys answer the yidden. In other words, you believe in God, right? God made an animal that's only used for eating. So how are you going to tell me that you're not allowed to eat it? The whole tachlis is achila. So the yid answers, you're right. I have no tells, you're right. But God said not to eat it. Let's get it done. Okay. The Eitz Hadas looks like a good food, right? But God said not to eat it. So what's coming done? That's Yiras Shemayim. I'm not doing because I say the Beinishim Gehasen. That's why I'm not doing it. Avos Hashem is the Poradume. Stuff like that. An esrik is our Poradume Bisman Hazeh. How much you pay for Yalba Minim this year? And the Cheshbon came out to close to $1,000 made this year for the Yalba Minim. Yeah. So they're saying Dalton. The esrig was $750, and how much is the lulav was $100, and the hadassim was $35, or something like that, or something like that, whatever it is there. So, whatever it is, so that's what you paid for it. Why you paid it? You ate it with $20. All you need is a shlish, right? More. That's all you need. You can buy a kosher esrig for $8. If you want one, it'll be small, but kosher. So I'm a moisif, a shlish for you, but I'm not going to get a clean one. But I'm mechuyev to buy a clean one. I'm mechuyev to buy a shlish of hada. That's all. My hada more than the shlish. That's all. So pay this. I can do it all for that. So why are you paying so much money? Because God, you want an esrig. I want to please you. I'll buy an esrig. Okay, that's like I say. You want a matzah? I'll buy $40 a pound, $100 a pound, whatever they're paying this year. Right? That's how that you want. So I'm willing to pay it. So I asked the kasha, so that's by Poyaduma. So it says that the world makes fun. That's Rashi uses a lotion, and the Meine is Yisrael. The Sotan and the Oilam, like, what kind of svarah to this? What kind of mitzvah is this? I said, I don't understand. The goyim are just like the Yidden. I mean, the stuff like just like us in this thing there. They had a fight with their wife, right? Where they go buy them? Go buy them a dozen roses, right? A long stem, cost at least $100, right? At least. You're not buying it in Costco. You're going into or the gas station. You're going into the florist and buying it. I mean, nice stuff, right? So think about it. A guy had his fight, brings back a dozen flowers to his wife, right? We eat in the kitchen during the week, right? Shabbos, first of all, you need a vase. Got to put it in a vase. You have a tall vase like that? My vase is about this big. You put the mint in the vase, they'll tip it over, right? So it can't go into the vase. So I'm going to put it in the garbage pail. Because in garbage pail, they can stand at least, okay? And I can't put it in the kitchen. It's too much, to take up too much of the table. I'll put it in the dining room, but nobody goes in the dining room in the middle of the week. My wife will go in once in a while. She'll see that I bought her flowers. Okay, so, and she was so happy. She forgave him everything else as soon as he came. Oh, you love me and this and that. And he gives us the thing, and it comes, Shabbos comes, and boy, now everybody's going to see my flowers that my husband bought me, right? and she puts it on the table in the garbage pail on the top of the table, and the thing doesn't, and everyone's sitting around saying, you can take the flowers off, we can't see each other, you know. So we take it off, and all of a sudden, nobody sees it anymore. And Monday, you have to throw it out because it starts to stink, to smell terrible, whatever it is there. Wouldn't it have been better if you would have bought her a good can opener or something for $100? It'll last, it'll be forever. No. So how does he show flowers? How does he show you that that's the make shalom? I'm willing to waste money if it pleases you. Otherwise, even though I don't know the chivas of it, but you like it, I'm willing to spend money on it. Benishim says, I want a paraduma. What difference does it make? Right? So I'll give him a paraduma. It costs $1 million, so because $1 million, let's give him a ton. But that's the price. So there's no kasha why you're spending $1 million. My kasha is, so what is Pshat Moinim? That they might make fun of them, what's the time? This is by Domer Nesina. This is really Svasemis. He is the kasha that the Gemara couldn't find a Yid to bring a moshel of Kibbut Avein for him. He had to pick a guy. They sing there. So he says, no, he did it with Shvach of Klal Yisrael. The Domer Ben Nesina said to them that for mitzvah that I understand, it's Kibbut Avein, that he understands, that he can spend Kohen B'Yom for. About mitzvah that I don't understand, the paraduma, I can't spend it. You're Yidden, like I gave you want to buy a paraduma from me now, I could charge you Kohen B'Yom, he says. Oh, but I'm only going to charge what I lost if we're not selling you the stone. So that's the thing there. So therefore I can't understand such a thing. So that's the shvach of Klal Yisrael. Now, Klal Yisrael is going to buy this stone, this paraduma from Domer Ben Nesina. When are they going to buy it from him? Right away. If they don't buy it right away, he'll parcel it. Right? So they got to pay $1 million right away. Right? And afterward, when does it become a paraduma? 2 years later, 3 years later, whatever the share of Torah is, right? Until then, how many people have blonde kids when they're born? At what age do they change to not being blonde anymore, right? So what's the matter? There was a paraduma when it was born. So what's right in 3 years is going to be a paraduma? There's a thing that, and we're still spending the $1 million. Doesn't make a difference. Either because we have I don't know we can say Zakabola because you see they claim they were paradumas now too. So I don't know, every time thoughts of Mashiach come up, you find paradumas. Okay. But what happens to them, obviously they weren't paradumas. But I'd say this, the pshat is though that we have a thing, the Benishu wouldn't send the paraduma ba'olam unless we need it. And we need it, that's why we'll have the paraduma. Because it's for the rare thing. It's not, I can't say it's a davar motzi. So therefore, so we have that haftocha. So if the Benishu sent the paraduma, we have to buy it. That's what we call it the alma. He doesn't understand it because he thinks to get another paraduma. What difference does it make, And he doesn't have. That's the thing there. Let's see one thing. One other thing they just left there, just skipping. Okay, the bracha that we got in the end is the bracha of Esav, not the bracha of Yaakov. We took the bracha Yitin Yitin. That's a bracha of Esav, and it was made for Esav because the Benishim was giving him over, or Yaakov was one, Yitzchak wanted to give him over to support the Torah, right? But we don't know if he's really going to support Torah or not, right? So as long as you're doing the right thing, you'll have. If you don't do the right thing, you're going to lose it. That's the bracha we got. That's what the Rishis Shana, that Eniakim in El Yisrael is why, because when you see that all of a sudden the bracha goes away, you should know you're doing wrong. In other words, the Benishim doesn't wait until until it's too late and we can't get back into it, and it's a thing that, like by Yosef. Yosef, he gives him all the gashmis he wants all the way right away. It doesn't make a difference. He's a Rasha, he's not going to change anyway. It doesn't make, but even if he would have changed, he doesn't have that change to say, when should I change? But by the Klal Yisrael, you see the bracha is gone from you, then you know that you're doing wrong. And if you're doing wrong, that's done shuvah. That's right away. You know that right away. So you don't have to wait till you're orangiton in the schmutz and the tumah that you can't get out of it. That's the thing. That's a bracha. So it's not one time. That's something. And then the concept of that the guy that's not royu, that does is not doim l'malach Hashem, the mafteire, you're not allowed to learn from. That we forget about. I'm learning for Svarah, I'm learning for Shiurim, not for Zmidas. You sometimes hear some verta like that. It doesn't. So that guy, you got to tell him you're not allowed to learn by him at all. Because if he tells you I'm going to learn by him because it's help for them, okay, so I can't tell you. Maybe he's right. He's the bigger Talmud Chacham than me. So but if you tell me I hold the Nikke Mensch, it has me destroys. Obe azok tak valde kishir. Then you're not allowed to learn Torah by him. If Rabcha ain't a doim l'malach Hashem, al tevakish Torah b'piyu. It's both ways. If doim l'malach Hashem mevakish Torah b'piyu, and if ain't a doim l'malach Hashem, al tevakish Torah b'piyu. Now, it's an isel. How come? Because somehow then you put Torah and Midas are not the same thing, and that's no such thing. Torah is Midas, Midas is Torah, and that's what the Beisham wants. He wants to be a mensch, he wants to do the thing. That's the whole point of picking Ovis. He starts off and for what reason that he starts that way to take, just like all the other Torahs is Sinai, so is the Midas Sinai. And the thing over there, and you have to win them. And we have a good Shabbos, everyone. Next Shabbos, I think we're going to do what he did the last time, that we'll have the shiur at the same time, but I probably will not be here in person, but they'll play it at 11 o'clock. I think we did the other one. So that we want to get a convention next week. Okay.
Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.